Okay, ready to go. And welcome to the Italian Hour. We have Cathy Whims from Nostrana. And for the listeners who don't know you, how would you like to be known as a chef, restaurant owner? What's
I'm both a chef and a restaurant owner. Um, I have three restaurants: Nostrana, Enoteca Nostrana, and then a restaurant with different partners called Oven and Shaker Pizzeria.
Yes, and that's where I had my first pizza post COVID. Let's see that I know they open and I was there. I took my kids and really enjoyed the pizza there.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
Yeah, so well, the reason I want to have you on, and before I do any questions, I'm gonna ask you if I could have you for like a real interview, maybe sometime in the future, because there are tons
Certissimo.
of things that I'd really like to ask you. But right now, just a brief update on what's going on with the well, with your business, of course, and in general with the situation here in Portland. Uh,
Well, it's one of these things, as we all know, that it kind of changes every day. I feel like there's some positive movements to basically what happened is all restaurants had to close on March 15th, right? We had actually closed the day before because we decided we were at Nostrana and Enoteca that we just really weren't comfortable. We didn't feel like we wanted to put our employees at risk, and we just wanted to wait and regroup. And so we are doing sort of some of that. We just started doing to-go food at Nostrana starting 2 weeks ago, and
I'll do
we
it.
just advertised it to our employees and some customers that had already been inquiring about when we were going to reopen with food to go. So we wanted to start really slow and make sure that we knew how to do it, and that we were able to meet our customers, demands, but also, their demand for quality and their demand for service and for safety and everything. So,
Yeah,
so
of
this
course.
weekend we're planning on opening it up more to our mailing list, and so we hope to be eventually doing 4 days a week food to go. It's interesting as a restaurateur who I I mostly started my career in very fine dining, and Nostrana is kind of straddles between casual and a place where you can go out and have a really nice meal. So
Well, that's pretty
doing
much
to-go
Portland, right?
food,
That's why
yeah, it's
Portland
great
people
to
in
see the
Portland like it. You can
customer.
be there fully dressed
I
up and
know,
just
but it's
have a good
also maybe not what I thought I would be doing with
time.
my career at this point. It's very interesting.
Yeah, well, you never know, but I think you're doing pretty well. At least I know a lot
Oh,
of
well, thank
Italian.
you.
Not that you have to get the approval of Italians, but I know a lot of Italians that say good things of your place. And so
Oh,
actually,
actually, Andrea, believe me, that the approval of the Italians means more than anything. Because
well,
to me personally, because I have no Italian blood in my system, I'm just a born again Italian. Like, I love Italy. And so to get Italian approval means a lot to me.
yeah, well, I have to tell you what little story about when I first got here. If I was going to an Italian restaurant, I always check if somebody in the kitchen was actually speaking Italian. And I was highly skeptical of Americans, of course, as most Italians, you know, how we are. We can be very particular
Of
about our
course.
food. But I go to the kitchen. I think it was Pazzo, and I meet this guy who's American, but he had, had been in Florence for 2 years, and he was doing a pretty good job. So, I think you can learn it, and if you appreciate it, because I know you also study Italian, and you really go to back to Italy and try to appreciate not just the food as a product, but also as a culture and what comes with it. So yeah, well, actually, okay. Since I have you on, one question that I do have: when I go to Italy, there are two things that I try to bring back that is almost impossible to find here, or at least at a good price. One is coarse salt. That here is incredible. If you want to cook at home with coarse salt, and Italians to boil our pasta, we
The
need
boiler
coarse
pasta
salt.
water.
Yes. So okay, do you think using fine salt is about the same thing, or is it?
It is kind of hard to find coarse salt. And at home right now, I don't have any. And, we're not going out to the store every minute. So I'm just using regular fine sea salt. And I haven't noticed a difference, but I think it might be easier when you get used to measuring in your hands the coarse salt that you throw into your pasta pot. I think that might be the reason that it's better because you can feel how much you actually have. With the pine salt, it's really easy to, because it's so compact, to like throw in too much or not enough, because it's not as easy to measure by the feel of your hand.
Yeah, and actually, no, I just remember something. My mom, every once in a while, she comes to visit. She lives in Italy, and when she comes here and cooks, and she's complaining how whatever she knows that she has to use, she has to adjust everything because like salt and everything else is a little bit different, and that's a challenge. So, and the other thing, actually, the other thing that I come in my luggage with is a panna da cucina. What's a good so panna cucina is cooking cream, but here I don't think there's anything in
Oh,
stores that is really the same thing. Some people say,
how is
well, you
it?
can use creme fraiche or whipping cream or half and half. What would you recommend?
Well, I don't know. But this is the news to me. I don't know panna de cucina or da cucina.
But maybe
Is it
because real
is it
chefs don't use
slightly
it. It's probably
cultured? Is
panna.
it kind of cultured or a little bit sour?
Yes, yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
Because probably
I
something that you guys prepare
Yeah, creme
on.
fraiche probably.
Yeah,
I think would probably be the closest. I wonder
okay.
if it's closer to
Well,
like the Mexican crema. I wonder if it would have some of the same qualities of that.
yes. Yeah, maybe that's yeah. Okay, I'll
Well,
go look for that.
well, when I come back from Italy, I
What?
bring back the top quality dried porcini mushrooms because I think
Mm,
they're so much better than we have in this country. And if I'm lucky enough to be visiting a friend on the southern Tuscan coast in the Maremma, I
mm,
bring back this amazing botarga from the town of Orbitello. This beautiful golden mullet egg sacks that are dried, and I grate it over my spaghetti with clams.
sounds really good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you well obviously now you also enjoy cooking at home, obviously, but a lot of us now are looking up recipes. Do you have any sites that you recommend? Well, you've written your own book, right? Or
I don't have a cookbook.
published?
I'm actually working on one right now.
Oh, you are.
But I have published a lot of recipes in magazines and newspapers, and um, so yeah. But so
Okay.
what was your question?
No, no, no. It's just interesting if
What
there's
was your
something that
question
you'd
again?
recommend. Well, now, people are doing a lot more cooking at home and maybe they're trying different things. I was trying to bake for the first time in my life, but I can't find yeast, so I can't do that.
Oh my
That's
God.
that's a
Well, I
challenge.
can lend you some if you need some. We have a lot at the restaurant.
Oh,
But
thank you.
I actually have done some cooking videos on Instagram, and my Instagram feed is just Cathy Whims. So if anybody wants to look, there's a good recipe which I think is sometimes I think we're all having fun cooking at home, but sometimes we're just tired and it's just too much, and we just want to eat something simple. I love the Tuscan tuna and bean salad.
Mm,
It's really easy to make at home. You can make it with canned beans, or it's even better if you have your cooked cannellini beans around, and open up a nice can of tuna and then chop a red onion, add some olive oil and vinegar, and you're kind of ready to go.
yeah, great. I might try it because I really like. I do a lot of stuff with tuna. Usually it's pasta. I really like my just simple onion, tuna, and maybe some cream or something. And it's yeah, it's
That sounds good
I really
too.
enjoy it. Well, how about some music? Since this is a radio show, usually we have music. Is there anything from Italy that you like or that reminds you of this period of time or helps you go through these times?
Absolutely. I just recently rediscovered an album that I had a long time ago, like in the late 90s by Ligabue. And I've been listening to it when I exercise, and there's one song that I really is really sort of speaking to me right now, and it's called La Vita da Mediano.
Oh my God.
And it's a story of, as I understand it, a story of a midfield soccer player. And just
Yes,
how
I know the lyrics of that song really
I
well, so
love
I'll
it.
play that one.
Okay, and it's so beautiful, and I think it has an existential quality that is so much like what we're going through right now.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. And after this, I will play that song for our listeners. And look what I found. Since we just briefly connected yesterday to schedule this, and you did mention Ligabue, and so look what I found in my garage. So
Oh, you were trying to tell me about that. Oh
yeah, I
my.
remember that I thought I had it, but and actually did find it. And so this is a movie that so I'm showing for the listeners here that don't see the video. I'm showing I found a DVD in my garage called Radio Freccia, which is a movie that was written and directed by Luciano Ligabue. He actually does not star in the movie, and it was based on
Oh,
a book that he wrote. So
wow.
and actually there are a couple of songs of his. He wrote the script. It's based on a book he wrote, and then he directed it. It was his first movie he directed, and he has published some other books after that. And it's actually the story about a radio station. Because I don't know if you know, but in Italy,
Oh.
all the radio stations and TVs until 1970, mid 70s, let's say, were all government owned. The government was the sole broadcaster in Italy. And then finally, the Italian Supreme Court ruled that private citizen could run their own radio station and TV stations, and so there was a boom of little stations, a little bit like kind of like KBOO, what KBOO is today, and it was for the times it was pretty new. So this is a story about this radio station, and of course the people in it. And there is Stefano. This I think is the first movie with Stefano Corsi that I've seen, and I know that you follow the Italian Film Festival, so probably every year there's a movie with him.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and
I
that
hope
was
I
the
can
first
find
movie
it.
that I know about that I saw with him. So,
Well, thank you for telling me about that. I'm gonna
well,
try and
if
find
you
it.
want, we can get together and watch it, and
Okay,
or we can organize a movie night and invite other people if they want to see
that
it.
sounds
The only
fun.
problem is I bought it in Italy and it does not have English subtitles. It does have Italian subtitles, but not English ones. So it
Okay.
might. So, but I know your Italian is good, so at least you can follow it. Well, thank you. And also, yeah, the links that I'll post if people want to go on your Instagram and links to your places. I'm going to post them on groups.io/G/Italian Hour. That is, if you want to subscribe to the mailing list, you can join it, or you can just browse it there and you can read the post without giving any information. Well,
Great.
I really look forward to coming to a restaurant once you open and maybe watch the movie together and maybe have you back on for a longer interview. But
Oh,
thank you really
okay.
very,
I
very
love
much,
that.
Kathy. Greatly
Okay.
appreciate it. Ok, bye Kathy,
Grazie,
ciao,
Angela.
buona
Ciao, ciao.
giornata. Ciao, grazie di nuovo. Ciao ciao.